One. Well, good evening, Crossroads. We are back for episode number 11 of We Are C2. And if you are just now joining us, we started this when COVID first started, just really kind of introducing different people in our church. And the more we go without seeing one another or seeing some of our folks, the cooler this has kind of been, getting to introduce people and find out some new things about one another and church families. And I think we've got some newer families coming up here before long that we'll be doing. But tonight we are with Rachel. And I was going to ask you this before we got on video, but I always say Huenefeldt. Is it Huenefeldt?
Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
Okay. I've heard somebody say Huenefeldt. So, but I've always said Huenefeldt. So good. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right. I always tell people hue like the color, in not out, and the past tense of feel.
Huenefeldt. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I won't remember that, but I'll remember that I was right. So
that's all that matters.
Oh gosh. Well, I think we're going to invert some of our interview questions tonight. I think we're going to start with some of the fun ones and just get Rachel warmed up. Again, if you're watching tonight, I am not opposed to new questions. I'm asking the same questions every time, so I feel like they're getting boring. But everybody's giving different answers. So from the interviewee standpoint, they're all cool, and for the person listening, they're all cool. But for the one doing the interviews, I'm going, I want some new questions. So if you've got new questions, submit them in the comments. But so Rachel, what is your favorite food?
Ooh, I would say in general, it's probably Mexican, but specifically probably tacos, hard tacos.
Hard tacos. Okay, what do you put on your tacos?
Meat, cheese, lettuce, salsa, sour cream.
Ooh, we could have tacos together. That's what I like. Yeah, yeah. Now, do you like hot salsa?
I mean, it's okay. I prefer mild.
More of a mild, yeah. Yeah, these people that like the really, really like excruciatingly hot peppers, I don't get it. I mean, I don't mind hot and spicy, but I mean, if it burns the 3 layers of my skin and my tongue off, I don't even understand it. But
I agree.
Yeah, there's some people that are like that. But so, what's your favorite season?
Not winter.
So that leaves 3. Or is that the season? Not winter. Anything that's not winter. Yeah.
Winter or not winter for me.
Okay. That's a good answer. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I would say I grew up being a cat person, but I'm more of a dog person now.
Okay.
And that's probably because my husband doesn't like cats.
There we go. Yeah. Mountain vacation or beach vacation?
Beach.
Definitely beach.
Yeah, my husband would say mountains. We were just talking about this the other day too, that we've been on plenty of beach vacations. It was now time for a mountain vacation. We'll see.
And you're like, mountains are cold. No.
Exactly.
And in the middle of COVID, any vacation's nice. Yeah. Take either one. Let's see. Do you like to plan out a vacation? Like, do you plan out an itinerary, or do you just like to wing it?
You know who you're talking to.
I know who I'm talking to.
But
I am a planner, for sure. I freak out if things aren't planned, so I could not relax on an unplanned vacation.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Rachel is quite the geek, actually. A little geeky, nerdy.
Oh.
Yeah. From the just like spreadsheets and pivot tables and all those kind of things. Yeah. She knew what I was talking about.
I know, but
yeah, I said it with affection.
Just likes order and organization, and which,
I'm like our God,
yeah.
Yeah,
not chaos. So
good call.
So I have a question. Do you have a label maker?
no.
A lot of people who like, that kind of stuff have like label maker, and because everything has to be, you know,
Yeah, I just don't have enough stuff to organize. Very simplistic.
that's good.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
So you guys are what? You've been a year in your new house?
Um, we are just starting our third year, so just finished two.
Oh my gosh.
I know, can you believe it?
Seriously, you've been in that house for 2 years.
Mhm.
I was thinking you were just coming up on a year. Wow.
I mean,
So you
technically, we moved in and it wasn't finished all the way yet.
okay,
So it was probably finished 3 months after we moved in.
okay. So
And then
y'all
we
built.
moved to the basement here recently too. So maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. So y'all built the house. Did you like do a lot of purging moving into a new house?
I'd like to say yes. We could have done more for sure, but my husband likes to keep things. So
Ah, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
hamburgers. I had a bad experience when I was younger with hot dogs. I had a hot dog and I was not feeling very good and
Oh, oh.
sick, and so I didn't like hot dogs after that.
That is me with cotton candy. Yeah, I loved cotton candy until I got on the tilt-a-whirl one day. Yeah. Um,
And then everybody else on the
yeah.
tilt-a-whirl didn't like cotton candy either
Yes.
after that.
Or the Talton Whirl.
Yeah.
Rachel, how long have you been a part of the Crossroads family?
I started coming to Crossroads January of, I want to say 2012. So it was, I was definitely a post strip mall attendee.
Okay. That's really how a lot of people remember, if they we've been with Crossroads since the strip mall, or we've been since after the strip mall. Yeah. So yeah, we moved into this building the first Sunday of October in 2011. So yeah, were we still pretty new in the building?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I went with my friends and uncle to a church service years and years ago, and I'm pretty sure it was Crossroads and it was in like a gym of a school in Blue Springs. I'm pretty confident, Daryl, you were preaching. I could be completely wrong, but did you ever preach in a Blue Springs school gym?
No, we were not that I know of, for a church service. We never met in a Blue Springs gym.
Okay, well,
Our
Good.
first 2 months, we were in the lunchroom of Snyabar Elementary School,
maybe that's what it was.
and that was before they had a gym or anything. They've added on to the school like 3 times since then, and
I
then
bet that's
and
like
then our next 2 months. So we spent 2 months in Snyabar Elementary, and then the next 2 months they moved us over to Grain Valley High School because they were doing construction at Snyabar Elementary, and we were in a large commons area, is what they called it. But yeah, we did 2 months Snyabar, 2 months Grain Valley High School, and then moved to the strip mall. We were there for 12 years.
So you think maybe that
I think so. Yeah.
had,
I mean, it was years and years ago, so I don't
Yeah,
yeah.
know any specifics really. And it was a
right.
one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's crazy.
Ah,
Very cool.
that's so neat. And now look.
Now, how did you first hear about Crossroads?
Well, that's kind of an interesting story. It's actually the short stories through the website. So, um, and this kind of goes into a little bit of my history and my faith journey. But so I was looking for a church, and I was doing a Google search, and I was getting really discouraged at the results. A lot of the church websites I was looking at just didn't provide the information I wanted to know, and they were kind of outdated and, that sort of thing. And so I was getting discouraged, and I said, okay, one more. And the next one I looked at had across the front page, Proverbs 3:5-6, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean on him, that whole verse. That was the only verse I had memorized at the time. And the only reason I had it memorized was because my mom had passed away, probably 10 or so years before that. And I had given a speech at her funeral and quoted that verse, and I had memorized my speech, so that's the only reason I had that verse memorized. So obviously God used that to encourage me in that process. So then the next one I opened up was Crossroads, and all the information I needed was there, and so I said, that's where I'm going.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard that story. That's cool. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, man, if that was 2012, we probably had a pretty outdated website too.
Not compared to other churches.
Oh, good. Yeah.
What to expect tab and all the information, like dress code, I was worried about what to wear. And
Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's a snippet of a sermon and a snippet of worship music and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, cool. Very good.
That's neat.
Yeah. Now, how are you currently involved here at Crossroads in loving and serving the body?
So I've served in the nursery for quite a while. I feel like only a couple years into church membership, I started serving there. I serve on the housekeeping team. Been doing that for a few years now. There's a group of about 4 ladies and I who kind of rotate and clean the lobby area and the lobby bathrooms. I've been involved in life groups pretty much from the beginning. One group here or there, sometimes and a lot of times multiple groups, or like life group and a core group. Right now I'm leading the Sunday night ladies group. So yeah. And then of course, through all the different church activities or community events, I try to get involved in that as much as I can too.
Yeah. Why don't you now's a great time to give a plug for your Sunday night ladies group and what you guys are about to study.
Sure. So we're actually having a service night on August 16th. Not sure when you're going to air this video, but then after that, we're going to start digging into Revelation. Lord help us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a part of it. It'll be a great time.
Have you been preparing for that yet?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it'll be interesting. I think
Yeah.
as long as we have a good mindset going in for it, I think it'll be great.
Yeah. I'm excited. That's cool. Very cool. Now, are you a Kansas City native?
Yeah. Yep. I grew up in Independence and pretty much my whole life there. I did move to Columbia for a couple months when I first started college. I went to MU. After a semester, I said, that's too expensive, and came back home. And then once I met my husband, we moved. Well, he already lived in Odessa, so I moved and transplanted to Odessa.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how long have you lived in Odessa?
Since probably 2006.
Okay. Is that when y'all got married?
We got married in 2009. We bought our house in 2008, right before we got married. I say 2006 because I kind of split time between my house in Independence and Carl's.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good. So tell us a little bit about Carl. He's not here with you tonight. Tell us a little bit about Carl.
Well, he grew up in Odessa. We have a stepdaughter. She's 18. He works at Pavestone, the landscaping block company based in Lee Summit. He's a hunter, and yeah.
Yeah. And what do you both do occupationally?
So he works at Pavestone.
Pavestone.
Yeah. I work at a public accounting firm in downtown Kansas City. So I'm a CPA, certified public accountant. And there's some misconception with that. I am not a tax accountant. I do my own taxes. I do my brother's taxes, barely. I don't touch tax work. But right now, I've done a lot of things in my career, but right now I'm in quality control. And so I kind of oversee just to make sure that my firm, the people are doing things according to firm policy and governmental standards and regulations and that sort of thing.
And you like that kind of stuff, right? That kind of goes along with your organized. Yeah.
I'm definitely, I know it doesn't sound sexy at all, but I'm definitely risk adverse and a rule follower. So it fits me well.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah. Let's see. So how did you and Carl meet?
We both worked at Home Depot in Blue Springs. And I'll tell you this, a lot of couples have come out of Blue Springs Home Depot. So if you're single and looking, you get a job.
Oh, that's great. It's a good matchmaking business, huh?
I don't know what it is.
Now, just employees or employees and customers or?
Just employees.
Okay.
So just get a job at Home Depot and you'll find a spouse.
Good to know. Good to know.
Hey, you're already taken.
Well, I know for giving advice. Yeah. Yeah. If I run into anybody looking for a spouse. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, Rachel.
So I was raised in Independence. My dad was raised Baptist. My mom was raised Catholic, but my family did not practice any sort of religion or faith. So really, I was introduced to faith and church through my childhood best friend and her family. So I spent a lot of weekends with her family going to church and staying the night with her. So.
Okay. Yeah. You have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's about 3.5 years older.
Okay. Okay. I know you said you did your brother's taxes, so I knew you had to have at least one, but yeah. So just the two of y'all, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, tell us a little bit about your journey of faith. You came to Christ through going to church with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
Yeah, I was definitely involved in the youth group, and I think that had a lot to do with getting to know who Jesus is and who he was to me, for sure. So when I was about 15, I think, I was a freshman in high school, one Sunday morning, it was a typical Sunday morning, random if you ask me, but obviously God knew better. When we went to a Baptist church and we just had the normal call to salvation, and I remember standing there and like my heart was racing and my palms were sweating, and I had never felt that way on a Sunday morning. And so I just looked at my friend and said, I think it's time. And so I went forward and she followed me and her younger sister followed her. So we all gave our life at the same time. It was really neat.
Wow. Yeah. Very cool. So tell us about your journey since you've been here. What's some things that God's taught you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Man, I think really just to trust him, because I'm such a controlling person by nature, that has to do with my organization. And so to let go of that control and just surrender things to him, man, he can surely do some transforming work. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Well, you've been just an incredibly active and supportive part of the church since you've been here. We're very grateful that you went to one more website and then one more after that. Yeah. How are you handling the stay-at-home order?
I love it. I'm pretty much a homebody anyway, so it fits really well. I do kind of miss, hanging out with people. I have some friends who have some high risk issues in their families, so I haven't been able to see them. So that's kind of difficult, but for the most part, I like staying at home. I'm working from home, don't have that drive time. I can roll out of bed 5 minutes before I need to be on my laptop and, and hop on. So I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. So of course, I guess Cheyenne's been around the house, but you've not had to have Carl around the house because he's obviously not, he doesn't do his work from home.
Right. Yeah, Carl's been working like normal. He was considered an essential employee. So there was probably 2 or 3 weeks in there that he had to switch and start working nights instead of days. But that was short-lived. So.
Okay.
And then Cheyenne's in her room all the time. We don't see her anyway.
Yeah. So are you, would you consider yourself a leader or a follower?
I'm a little bit of both, I would say. I don't mind following, but if a leader is needed, I'll step up and do it. It's probably not my favorite, and makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't like to be the center of attention or anything like that, but I'm learning it's okay to be out of your comfort zone because that's where good things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert. Definitely so.
Yeah.
Once I warm up and I get to know people, I can be a little more extrovert, but the strangers or people I don't know, I'm much more reserved.
Yeah. That probably comes along with that CPA a little bit. That's why you like the numbers but I wouldn't necessarily peg you as an introvert just because I guess not necessarily because I think I'm an extroverted introvert. But, a lot of people, when they hear introvert, they think, wallflower, really super shy, doesn't want to be around people. And you really don't have any problem being around people and engaging with people. And
sometimes I hide it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is there anything about you, for those, so far, all the questions we've talked about and the things we've talked about have been things that someone who doesn't know you could learn about you. Maybe for those that already know you, what's something they may not know about you?
There's trying to come up with something good. Yeah, I got nothing other than I can move a tendon in my knuckle. You see?
Yeah.
Kind of strange, I know.
Yeah. So how can the Lord use this talent?
It can open up conversations. It's a good conversation starter.
Yeah. You want to see my tendon?
How unique I am.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Rachel.
So a lot of our folks may not know, and we've not had a We Are C2 in a couple of weeks. We had a couple that had to cancel from illness, but so a lot of our folks watching tonight may not know. When you get back to church, we've probably got about 4 or 5 new families that have been coming recently. So, Rachel, for the folks that are new, what would you tell them if they're watching tonight? What would you tell them to convince them that Crossroads is that first of all Jesus, but Jesus and Crossroads is worth the investment?
I mean, I'm still here, so I guess that's a pretty good indication. But yeah, I would definitely say it's worth it. Like I said earlier, just the transformation you'll experience and just having people to go through it with you is invaluable for sure. So I would definitely say get involved early as much as you can with especially a life group, core groups, or any kind of activity or serving. However you can get involved, do that because you'll make some great friendships. And again, you'll have people to go through and teach you and learn from in your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. That's because that was gonna be my next question. What's your advice? And you just gave it. And what's that?
I'm efficient.
You are. So because, and that's exactly, that's how you've kind of lived it out. You've gotten involved in ministry, you've served, and then like you said, with small groups. I mean, currently you're leading the Sunday night ladies group, you're attending the Monday night ladies group, and then you're involved in the Thursday night CU online as well. So yeah, there's definitely definitely a path to satisfaction. And if there's anything I can tell folks is, although Sunday morning is awesome, Sunday morning Sunday morning live stream is good. Sunday morning live is even better. But if Sunday morning is the only avenue of involvement, would I be correct in saying it's not going to be incredibly fulfilling?
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah. So, well, you have any other questions for Rachel?
I do want to ask you what advice you would give to other ladies who come to church, to come to Crossroads, because we have quite a few by themselves. What advice would you give them to encourage them?
Definitely keep going. Don't give up. You can definitely walk in those doors by yourself and be confident in that. But I would say don't be discouraged in that at all. Definitely trust that God has a plan and that He's got your back. Focus on the good things, kind of what we've been talking about here in Philippians. Keep Philippians 4:8 in your mind for sure. If anything goes wrong or bad, think about good things. True, pure, honorable, just, lovely, commendable things. And then just know that you going to church and living out your faith will still impact those around you, no matter what you think or believe. It definitely does have an impact.
Yeah, we don't always see clearly what God's doing behind the scenes, do we?
No. Ever.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a good thing. If we actually saw what God was doing, we might, get scared. But yeah.
Good advice. Thank you, Rachel. Because,
Absolutely.
I know that, I admire, women, and even women that bring their kids, and, it's got to be hard sometimes. When you walk in, you see all these families or couples or, stuff like that. But your faithfulness to God is first and foremost, and you're definitely a great example of that.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely don't compare to anybody else. I've been down that path, and it's not a good one to go
down. Yeah. Yeah, God is writing His story through your story. And if everybody's stories were the same, they wouldn't be worth reading.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I think my story is definitely I wish I could have had time to go through it all with you today, but there's just not enough time. And I couldn't do it justice by just paring it down, because it's so interwoven that if I don't tell you all the pieces, then God doesn't get the glory in all of it. So if you want to know more about me, I guess come talk to me.
What a great way to close it out. Absolutely. So Rachel's inviting everyone over for dinner to hear more of her story. And but no, I would definitely recommend that folks take you up on that challenge and get to know Rachel. Sunday night life group meets at what time?
6:00. We run concurrently with the youth group. So if you have youth students, it's a perfect time to get involved too.
Okay. So you're meeting in the preschool room here at church on Sunday nights at 6 this week. So this will air on Wednesday night. So it'll air this week. So this coming Sunday night, you're going to be serving around the building, you and your life group. And then the following Sunday night, which would be the 23rd, August 23rd, you're beginning the study in the book of Revelation. Very cool. Very cool. Well,
Exciting.
definitely a great opportunity. The ladies that I know that are part of that group make it incredibly interesting. Just a really diverse group of folks, and we appreciate you leading that group and all those that participate in it. And we'll sign off for now. And thanks so much for tuning in tonight, folks. And um, we'll see you next time, whether we see you at church on Sunday. Don't forget, I'll just make an announcement since I've got you here and I know when this is going to air. Don't forget this coming Sunday, which would be August the 16th. Dr. David Lyles is going to be here speaking. And so you'll want to be here and be a part of that on the 16th and the 23rd. And until the next We Are C2, we're going to sign out. Thanks so much for watching, and God bless y'all this week.
Bye.